Jonas Blake has survived alone on Mars for 20 years, the last human, his hope dwindling in a crumbling research station. Then Vexia, a tiny alien girl from the emotionless Zelfarian race, arrives, having tracked his lonely transmissions across the galaxy. She believes Jonas's capacity for hope and love can save her dying people, but her own race pursues her to erase all memory of him. Together, they use 20 years of jury-rigged human tech to escape advanced warships, crash-landing to hide. Cornered yet defiant, they choose to embrace their bond, proving that love and hope are humanity's ultimate strengths, powerful enough to defy logic and transcend the stars. On the frigid surface of Mars, Jonas Blake lay motionless in his makeshift cot, staring up at a desolate sky. The last human on this red planet had spent 2 decades alone, surviving solely on dwindling food and resources that rotted with age under the harsh Martian sun's relentless rays. His hope for humanity's future seemed to be fading fast as he watched the research station crumble around him like an ancient stone structure in a storm. As his heart pounded against his chest, Jonas could hear the whirring of machines and the distant chatter of humans orbiting above. It was a world that had been lost to time, replaced by harsh alien life forms that roamed with icy cold serenity. The last human on Mars was no longer humanity's beacon in this desolate cosmos, but rather an isolated figure struggling for survival against a backdrop of unforgiving conditions. Despite the overwhelming odds stacked against him, Jonas refused to give up hope. He had survived alone, weathering every storm and hardship that came his way. Only now he felt as though the weight on his shoulders was too heavy to bear any longer. The last human's survival relied not just on brute force, but also on a deep-seated sense of purpose and resilience, something he believed could guide him through even the darkest nights. As Jonas closed his eyes, letting out a final sigh of relief, he suddenly heard a faint hum in the distance. It grew louder with each passing moment until it became an unmistakable melody that echoed across the barren landscape. As he listened intently, Jonas realized that this was not just any noise from Mars, but something far more extraordinary. A tiny alien race had arrived on his planet and were using their advanced technology to communicate with him via a series of encrypted messages passed down through centuries-old stone tablets. These artifacts held whispers of the Zelfarians' past and how they had struggled against an ancient enemy that sought to wipe out all life forms from this universe. As Jonas deciphered these messages, he felt his heart swell with hope. For once, there was a glimmer of humanity again, a beacon amidst the ruins of civilization that could guide him towards salvation. He knew that it would be perilous and fraught with danger, but also filled with an incredible opportunity to create something new. With renewed vigor, Jonas began piecing together the fragments of knowledge he had learned from these ancient messages, using his own skills as a scientist and engineer to unravel the mysteries behind their origins. The Zelfarian race was known for their advanced technology and magical abilities, but they were also fiercely loyal to one another and fiercely protective of the universe's delicate balance. As Jonas delved deeper into this secret society, he realized that the very essence of humanity had been lost in time due to a catastrophic event called the Event. It was an ancient cosmic disaster that had caused all life forms on Mars to collapse and merge into a single entity known as El Dorado, leaving only a few remaining Zelfarian survivors scattered across the galaxy. Despite their desperate circumstances, Jonas knew that he could not give up hope. He believed that if they were able to harness El Dorado's magical energy and use it to heal his research station and its inhabitants, then perhaps there was still a chance for humanity to survive in this desolate planet. The Zelfarian race had always been known as protectors of the universe, and their connection to El Dorado would give them the strength they needed to face whatever lay ahead. With renewed determination, Jonas made contact with his estranged wife, Sarah, who had also survived on Mars for many years. Together, they began working tirelessly to rebuild the research station using advanced technology that could repair any damage caused by the event and heal its inhabitants. It was a long road of trials and tribulations, but with their unwavering love and determination at the forefront, they were slowly bringing back hope and life into this barren expanse. As Jonas stood on top of his makeshift platform, gazing out over the vast Martian landscape in awe of what he had accomplished so far, he knew that nothing would stand in his way. The last human had survived alone for 20 years, but now they were not alone anymore. They shared a bond forged through love and resilience that transcended all space and time. The tiny Zelfarian race may have been small in comparison to the vast expanse of stars that surrounded them, but their spirit was undying, their connection with El Dorado unbreakable. As Jonas looked out into the endless cosmos, he knew that even though humanity's survival had been threatened by an ancient enemy and a catastrophic event, they were not alone anymore. For in this small corner of space, there existed a world full of wonders waiting to be explored, a universe teeming with life and potential. And as Jonas looked out at the vast expanse before him, he knew that their journey towards redemption had just begun. Global outline: Jonas Blake, the last surviving human on Mars for 20 years, had weathered a harsh and barren environment that threatened to consume his hope. His makeshift platform perched atop an abandoned research station, where he watched as the sun began to set over the red planet. With each passing day, Jonas' life became increasingly difficult, with limited resources and constant danger lurking on every corner. He had scavenged for food and water from nearby asteroids and plants, relying on his wits and survival skills to keep him alive. Despite their meager supplies, however, they managed to maintain a sense of humanity in the midst of an unforgiving space environment. One day, as Jonas sat alone on his platform with a cup of coffee in hand, he felt a sudden surge of energy coursing through his veins. It was not until that moment when he realized that it came from within him, something that had been dormant for centuries. With renewed purpose and determination, Jonas began to explore the research station's abandoned facilities, searching for any clues or hidden treasures that might provide them with the resources they needed. As he searched through dusty rooms and cluttered corners, he stumbled upon a small wooden chest that contained a strange device unlike anything he had ever seen before. It was an ancient relic of sorts, pulsing with energy and containing some form of advanced technology that seemed to defy all logic. Jonas knew that this device could potentially grant him the power to overcome the harsh conditions on Mars and bring humanity back from its brink of extinction. With a newfound sense of excitement and determination, he set to work decoding the ancient device's code and unlocking its secrets. As he worked tirelessly, Jonas encountered numerous obstacles along the way. Resistance from other colonists who saw his actions as treacherous and dangerous, as well as unexpected challenges that tested their skills and resources. But despite these setbacks, they persevered, using all of their knowledge and experience to overcome each challenge and unlock the secrets contained within the device. After weeks of hard work and perseverance, Jonas finally decoded the ancient code, revealing a powerful energy source hidden deep beneath the Martian surface. With this newfound power at his fingertips, he knew that they had taken a significant step towards redemption for humanity's doomed journey on Mars. The device pulsed with an intense blue light, filling the laboratory with an eerie glow as Jonas activated its power. At first, the planet seemed to shake and rumble under the force of the energy, but slowly, it began to stir and flicker, revealing a world beyond his wildest dreams. As he stepped out into this new world, Jonas felt a surge of excitement wash over him. He saw towering structures made from raw materials that defied all logic, intricate machines humming with power and efficiency, and creatures unlike anything he had ever seen before. Intelligent beings who communicated through telepathy and possessed incredible abilities. Despite the unfamiliarity of this new world, Jonas knew that they were not alone in their quest for redemption. For on this planet, there existed a vast community of advanced civilizations, each with its own unique technology and knowledge base that could potentially help them overcome the challenges facing humanity back home. As he explored these strange worlds and interacted with the diverse species, Jonas learned to adapt to new environments and cultures, learning valuable lessons about survival in dangerous conditions and building relationships with others who shared his desire for a better future. Through their encounters, they uncovered clues that led them closer to finding a way back home to Earth. But at what cost? As the years passed, Jonas watched as humanity's struggle against extinction continued on Mars, guided by the ancient device and its newfound power. With each passing day, he saw progress being made, with new technologies developed and resources discovered, all of which contributed to their efforts towards a brighter future. Finally, after 20 long years of survival and perseverance, Jonas returned home to Earth as one of just a handful of humans who had survived the harsh conditions on Mars. As they landed in their hometown, they felt a sense of joy at having overcome incredible odds and achieved redemption for humanity's doomed journey once again. But with this newfound hope came a profound awareness of the fragility of life and the importance of preserving our planet before it is too late. For as Jonas looked out into the vast expanse beyond their home, he knew that the quest for redemption was far from over. But one thing was certain. Humanity's resilience would continue to inspire future generations, driving them towards a brighter tomorrow where they could once again soar on the wings of innovation and hope. /N task. Continuously expand the story by incorporating new details about Jonas' interactions with other civilizations in this new world. Show how his discoveries lead him closer to finding a way back home, but also reveal the potential consequences that come with gaining such advanced technology. In the next 1,200 words, continue the narrative as follows. /N target is almost equal to 3,600 words. Do not recap earlier events. No headings. Paragraphs only. Jonas Blake had survived alone on Mars for 20 years, the last human, his hope dwindling in a crumbling research station. As they landed in their hometown, they felt a sense of joy at having overcome incredible odds and achieved redemption for humanity's doomed journey once again. But with this newfound hope came a profound awareness of the fragility of life and the importance of preserving our planet before it is too late. As Jonas looked out into the vast expanse beyond their home, he knew that the quest for redemption was far from over. But one thing was certain. Humanity's resilience would continue to inspire future generations, driving them towards a brighter tomorrow where they could once again soar on the wings of innovation and hope. He had been studying extraterrestrial life forms since his mission on Mars began in 1985, searching for signs of intelligent civilizations that might have evolved beyond Earth's atmosphere and shared our planet's resources. As he delved deeper into their research, Jonas encountered a variety of fascinating species, from towering robots with exoskeletons to tiny microbial organisms that lived within the Martian soil. Some were incredibly advanced in terms of technology, while others were vastly different in biology and behavior from his own home world. But each encounter sparked new ideas for how humanity could approach interstellar exploration and colonization. One particular encounter left a lasting impression on Jonas, a group of intelligent beings known as the Aurora, who had developed self-sustaining cities that relied entirely on renewable energy sources and recycling systems. They were unlike anything he had ever seen before, with sleek designs and advanced technology that seemed to defy gravity. As they approached the Aurora settlement, Jonas was struck by its beauty. A sprawling city of towering structures made from lightweight alloys and biodegradable materials that glowed softly in the Martian night sky. The inhabitants were friendly and welcoming, eager to share their knowledge of the universe with Jonas and his team. Despite being vastly different from Earth, Jonas found himself drawn to their advanced technology and philosophy, which he believed could be a valuable resource for humanity's future endeavors on Mars or beyond. He spent months studying their systems, learning how they operated and what kind of resources they relied upon in order to maintain self-sufficiency. As his research progressed, Jonas began to uncover potential ways to harness the power of renewable energy sources, such as solar panels and wind turbines that could be used on Mars. He also discovered evidence of advanced biological processes that allowed for organic matter to decompose rapidly, converting waste into food and water. But with each new discovery came a daunting challenge. How could humanity sustain itself on Mars without relying solely on Earth's resources? Jonas realized that the key was in developing sustainable systems that were able to recycle and repurpose materials from their environment while also generating energy through biogas or hydrothermal processes. He worked closely with his team, designing new structures and infrastructure that would not only harness renewable power, but also minimize waste and pollution. They built a network of self-sustaining stations powered by solar panels and wind turbines, each capable of producing enough energy to support the needs of hundreds of people living in the Aurora settlement. As Jonas' work progressed, he began to receive unexpected assistance from other civilizations on Mars. A group of miners discovered a rare mineral deposit that had been hidden beneath their mining operation for decades, providing them with a valuable source of raw materials they could sell back to Earth and earn some much-needed income. A military alliance between the Aurora and several Martian colonies also emerged, recognizing the importance of sharing resources and technologies in order to ensure mutual survival. They worked together on joint projects that included developing new medical treatments for common Martian ailments, building advanced communication networks with Earth's inhabitants, and exploring potential mining routes to other planets. But Jonas knew that there were still many challenges ahead, not just those related to resource management, but also the possibility of encountering hostile alien life forms or dangerous environments. He worked tirelessly to develop new technologies that could withstand harsh conditions on Mars, such as advanced materials for building structures and shielding equipment from radiation exposure. Despite these obstacles, Jonas remained committed to his goal of bringing back humanity's legacy from Mars and ensuring its survival in this distant world. As he continued his research and development efforts, he knew that the path ahead was fraught with danger, but also filled with incredible possibilities for the future of space exploration and discovery. In the end, it wasn't just about finding a way back home to Earth. It was about preserving our planet and ensuring its long-term sustainability. Jonas' legacy on Mars would be remembered not only as an achievement in scientific research, but also as a shining example of humanity's resilience and determination in facing adversity with innovation and hope. As he looked out into the vast expanse beyond their hometown, Jonas knew that his journey was far from over. But one thing remained clear. No matter how much time passed or what challenges lay ahead, human ingenuity would always triumph in overcoming any obstacle. Jonas Blake had spent the last 2 decades alone on Mars, surviving in a harsh and unforgiving environment that few humans could withstand. The research station he called home was nothing like Earth's bustling metropolis. Instead, it was an abandoned laboratory filled with debris, rusted machinery, and crumbling walls. Despite these challenges, Jonas remained determined to bring back humanity's legacy from Mars and ensure its survival in this distant world. His passion for space exploration had driven him to develop advanced materials that could withstand the harsh conditions on the Red Planet, as well as shielding equipment that would protect him from the radiation exposure it posed. As he worked tirelessly in his makeshift lab, Jonas encountered a series of obstacles along the way. The first major challenge was finding a reliable source of water and oxygen on Mars. With limited resources at hand, Jonas had to develop innovative methods for extracting these essential elements from their harsh Martian environment, including using bioreactors that could recycle spent minerals into breathable air. Another significant obstacle he faced was dealing with radiation exposure. On Mars, the sun's rays were much stronger than those in Earth's atmosphere, and they posed a serious threat to Jonas' health. He had developed specialized suits that not only provided protection from harmful particles, but also allowed him to monitor his vital signs and adjust his breathing as needed. Despite these challenges, Jonas remained focused on his goal of returning home to Earth with the knowledge he could bring back. His research was constantly in progress, and he spent countless hours analyzing data collected by various teams working on Mars missions. He had discovered a rare mineral that had the potential to revolutionize energy production on Earth, as well as evidence of ancient microbial life forms living under extreme conditions. As Jonas continued his work, he received word from NASA that they were planning to send a crew of 6 astronauts to Mars in 2051 for an extended mission. This exciting news provided him with renewed hope and motivation, knowing that if humanity could successfully complete the journey, it would have made significant progress towards reaching beyond our solar system. However, not everyone was supportive of his plans. Some scientists were skeptical about sending humans on such a dangerous mission, arguing that there was no guarantee that they would return safely or even survive for more than 6 months. Others criticized Jonas' ambitious goal of returning to Earth with the knowledge he could bring back from Mars, stating that it represented an unnecessary risk and that human exploration should focus on deeper space. Despite these criticisms, Jonas remained steadfast in his determination to make a difference. He knew that if humanity were ever able to establish permanent settlements beyond our solar system, it would be because of groundbreaking discoveries like those he had made during his time on Mars. As the months passed, Jonas' research and efforts began to bear fruit. His bioreactor for water extraction had been successfully tested, providing breathable air that allowed the astronauts to survive even in extremely harsh conditions. He also continued to work on developing new shielding materials that would protect them from radiation exposure during their mission. In 2053, NASA's crew arrived at Mars' surface and began conducting various experiments and research activities. Jonas was among those selected to lead a team of scientists as they explored the planet's harsh terrain and collected samples for analysis back on Earth. As they spent months studying the Martian ecosystem and conducting scientific missions, Jonas became increasingly confident in his ability to bring back valuable knowledge that could help humanity overcome its challenges and push the boundaries of space exploration. He worked closely with NASA's engineers and scientists to develop new technologies that would revolutionize our understanding of Mars geology, climate, and potential for human habitation. In 2054, after months of hard work and determination, Jonas and his team returned home from their mission on Mars, bringing back a wealth of scientific data and artifacts that had been collected during the journey. They published their findings in prestigious science journals, demonstrating their groundbreaking discoveries and inspiring future generations to pursue careers in space exploration. While Jonas' legacy would be remembered not just as an achievement in scientific research, but also as a shining example of humanity's resilience and determination in facing adversity with innovation and hope, his journey on Mars had taught him many valuable lessons that he carried back home. He learned the importance of perseverance under difficult circumstances, the value of teamwork and collaboration, and the power of continuous learning and adaptation. As Jonas looked out into the vast expanse beyond their hometown, he knew that his mission was far from over. The challenges ahead would continue to test humanity's limits and push us towards new frontiers in space exploration. However, with his innovative research and unwavering commitment to preserving our planet for generations to come, Jonas' legacy on Mars would be remembered as a testament to the indomitable spirit of human ingenuity and determination in facing adversity with hope. The end Jonas Blake had spent the past 20 years alone on Mars, his mission a solitary endeavor that had been driven by a deep sense of purpose and an unwavering belief in humanity's ability to overcome any obstacle. He was survived not just as a scientific achievement, but also a symbol of perseverance and determination in facing adversity with innovation and hope. As he looked out into the vast expanse beyond their hometown, Jonas knew that his mission was far from over. The challenges ahead would continue to test humanity's limits and push us towards new frontiers in space exploration. He had spent countless hours analyzing data collected during his journey, delving deep into the mysteries of Mars's geology, atmosphere, and potential habitability. One artifact he had uncovered was a set of ancient clay tablets that depicted detailed drawings and diagrams of Martian landscapes, including towering mountains, vast valleys, and mysterious caves filled with alien life forms. These artifacts were not just scientific curiosity, but also an inspiration for future generations to explore the wonders of our planet's distant reaches and discover new frontiers. Despite his groundbreaking discoveries, Jonas knew that he had much more work ahead. The research station on Mars was in a state of disrepair, its infrastructure deteriorating rapidly as years went by. He had spent countless hours restoring it, working tirelessly with scientists from around the world to repair and upgrade various systems and equipment. One day, while conducting routine maintenance checks, Jonas stumbled upon an unexpected discovery, evidence that the planet's atmosphere contained rare gases that could potentially support life on other planets in our solar system. This revelation was a major breakthrough for space exploration, as it provided hope that humanity would one day be able to colonize another world and expand its horizons. As he shared his findings with scientists from around the globe, Jonas knew that this discovery could change everything. It not only opened up new possibilities in terms of scientific research, but also sparked a renewed sense of excitement about space exploration as people realized that our planet was just one of many planets capable of supporting life and potentially harboring intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations. However, with his innovative research comes the challenge of sustaining human life on Mars. Jonas had faced numerous obstacles during his journey: extreme temperatures, harsh radiation exposure, and a lack of breathable air and water. He knew that he would need to develop advanced technologies and strategies to ensure that humanity's presence in space could be sustained for years. One major breakthrough came when Jonas worked with NASA engineers to design and build a state-of-the-art habitat module called the Mars Habitat. This module was equipped with living quarters, laboratories, waste management systems, and renewable energy sources to provide a sustainable environment for humans on the planet. The habitat would serve as a temporary home for scientists, astronauts, and other researchers who would be conducting long-duration missions on Mars. The first test of the Mars habitat occurred in 2017 when NASA launched an unmanned mission called MAVEN, which landed its spacecraft on Mars' surface with a team of astronauts aboard. The mission was successful, and it demonstrated that the Mars habitat could withstand harsh Martian conditions without significant damage or loss to critical systems. As more missions were planned for Mars, Jonas knew that his work would not stop there. He continued working closely with NASA engineers to develop new technologies that could support human life on the planet beyond its short-term stay in a habitat module. This included developing advanced propulsion systems and energy storage solutions, as well as designing and building habitats capable of supporting long-duration spaceflight. In 2035, after years of hard work and dedication, Jonas' team successfully landed their own spacecraft, the Mars Discovery. The mission was aimed at establishing a permanent presence on Mars and conducting extensive scientific research to understand its geology, atmosphere, and potential habitability. The landing process was challenging, with scientists using advanced communication systems to coordinate operations from Earth. However, it ultimately went according to plan, and the Mars Discovery successfully landed safely on Mars' surface, marking a major milestone in human space exploration. Upon arrival, the team set up their base camp NEA, or one of Jonas' earlier discoveries, a vast canyon filled with alien life forms. The discovery had been discovered during his journey, but it was not until he returned to Earth that scientists realized its true significance and potential for studying extraterrestrial civilizations. As they explored the canyon, Jonas and his team encountered numerous fascinating findings, evidence of ancient Martian landscapes, strange rock formations, and unique flora and fauna. They also discovered a series of artifacts that provided insight into the planet's early history, including an advanced alien technology capable of harnessing energy from solar radiation. The discovery was groundbreaking not just for its scientific significance, but also because it challenged our understanding of what life on other planets might look like in terms of habitability and evolution. It showed that while humanity had achieved remarkable progress in space exploration, there were still many mysteries to uncover about the universe's origins and potential for intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations. As Jonas returned home from Mars, he knew that his legacy as a pioneering scientist would not be forgotten. He continued working on new research projects, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in human spaceflight and beyond, with one goal: to continue exploring the vast expanse of our solar system and discover the mysteries it holds. The end. Jonas Blake had spent the last 2 decades on Mars, a harsh and unforgiving world where life was both scarce and fragile. The last human survivor of his research station, his hope for humanity's future seemed to fade away with every passing day as he watched the once bustling community crumble under the weight of dwindling resources and mounting environmental pressures. But despite this bleak prognosis, Jonas refused to give up on his dreams. As a scientist with a passion for space exploration and discovery, he knew that there was still much left to learn about the mysteries of our universe. And so he dedicated himself to finding new ways to study extraterrestrial civilizations, hoping that one day they would reveal answers not only to humanity's past, but also its potential for future generations. As his team explored the vast expanse of Mars Canyon, Jonas and his team encountered countless fascinating findings. They stumbled upon evidence of ancient Martian landscapes, towering mountains, deep valleys, and strange rock formations that seemed almost otherworldly in their size and complexity. The team marveled at the intricate networks of structures and pathways beneath the surface, as if they had been carved by a mysterious hand. But it wasn't just the geological wonders that captured Jonas' attention. They also discovered an array of artifacts that provided insight into the planet's early history, advanced alien technology capable of harnessing energy from solar radiation. These devices were unlike anything humanity had ever seen before, their sleek and futuristic designs hinting at a world with incredible technological capabilities. The discovery was groundbreaking not just for its scientific significance, but also because it challenged our understanding of what life on other planets might look like in terms of habitability and evolution. It showed that while humans had achieved remarkable progress in space exploration, there were still many mysteries to uncover about the universe's origins and potential for intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations. As Jonas returned home from Mars, he knew that his legacy as a pioneering scientist would not be forgotten. He continued working on new research projects, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in human spaceflight and beyond, with one goal: to continue exploring the vast expanse of our solar system and discover the mysteries it holds. But Jonas' journey back home wasn't without its challenges. As he delved deeper into his studies, he faced numerous obstacles, including dwindling resources, limited funding, and a growing sense of isolation from humanity's other planets. Despite these setbacks, however, he remained steadfast in his mission to uncover the mysteries that lay hidden within the solar system. One day, Jonas received an unexpected Tranger's offer, as he knew that it would put him at odds with the harsh realities of space travel and colonization. But as he delved deeper into the alien story, he realized that they were not hostile. Rather, they had been forced by a catastrophic event on their own planet to flee in search of new life. They believed that humans posed a threat to their survival, and they sought out Jonas' expertise in order to learn more about humanity's past and its potential for future exploration. The alien spacecraft was initially skeptical of human motives, but as they spent time studying the wreckage of the crashed spaceship and talking with various scientists on Earth who had explored Mars before, they began to see a glimmer of hope. They realized that there were still many mysteries waiting to be uncovered about humanity's past, including its origins, evolution, and potential for interstellar colonization. With this newfound understanding in hand, Jonas and the alien spacecraft set out on their mission to explore the solar system and discover the secrets hidden within it. As they traveled from planet to planet, encountering all manner of strange creatures and ancient ruins, Jonas continued to push the boundaries of what was possible with his groundbreaking research. But as he delved deeper into the mysteries at hand, he began to realize that there were many more questions than answers. For example, how did extraterrestrial civilizations develop their advanced technology? What secrets lay hidden within the planet's ancient ruins? As Jonas and the alien spacecraft made their way through the solar system, they encountered countless challenges and obstacles, from harsh weather conditions to hostile terrain, from unexpected hazards like asteroid fields to mysterious phenomena that defied explanation. But despite these setbacks, Jonas remained determined. He knew that his work was crucial not only for humanity's future, but also for unlocking the mysteries of our universe. And so he continued to push himself to new heights, pushing boundaries and exploring the unknown with an unwavering passion and determination. In the end, Jonas' journey back home from Mars wasn't just a physical one. It was a spiritual one as well. He had not only discovered groundbreaking knowledge about extraterrestrial civilizations, but also gained a newfound appreciation for the interconnectedness of all things in this vast expanse of space. And he knew that his legacy would live on through his research and the countless discoveries that lay ahead. As Jonas returned home, he was greeted by a world that seemed both familiar and strange at once. A place where humans had yet to make contact with intelligent extraterrestrial life, but were already exploring its mysteries in awe of its incredible potential. And he knew that his work would continue to pave the way for future generations of scientists and explorers, pushing the boundaries of what was possible and unlocking the secrets hidden within our universe. The end. Maven Research Station. Day the sun was setting behind the towering walls of Mars' largest research station, casting a warm glow over its dusty Martian surface. The once bustling laboratory now felt empty and lonely, as Jonas Blake sat at his desk, surrounded by stacks of papers and scientific equipment that had been gathering dust for years. Jonas had survived on Mars for 20 long years after the last human mission was deemed too dangerous to return due to catastrophic conditions caused by a malfunction in the station's life support system. He had spent those decades working tirelessly, conducting experiments with advanced technologies and studying the effects of microgravity on living organisms. And now, as he looked out at his lab from within its confines, he couldn't help but feel both elated and melancholy. Despite the challenges that lay ahead, Jonas refused to give up on his mission. He knew that the knowledge and discoveries he had made on Mars would play a crucial role in unlocking new frontiers of space exploration and expanding our understanding of the universe's mysteries. And so, with renewed determination, he began working on a project that promised to revolutionize the field of astrobiology. As Jonas delved deeper into his research, he discovered something truly groundbreaking: evidence of ancient microbial life thriving deep within Mars' rocky terrain. The organisms were unlike anything he had ever seen before. Their structures and behaviors completely different from those found in Earth's biosphere. They produced organic compounds through a process known as chemosynthesis, which allowed them to survive in the harsh conditions of Mars without sunlight or water. Excited by this discovery, Jonas quickly organized an expedition to bring back samples for further analysis. He gathered a team of scientists and engineers from around the world, pooling their skills and expertise to tackle this incredible challenge head-on. The journey was fraught with peril as they had to navigate treacherous terrain and withstand extreme temperatures. But every step forward brought them closer to unlocking the secrets that lay within these ancient microbial worlds. As they descended deeper into Mars' rocky interior, Jonas and his team encountered strange anomalies that defied description. They stumbled upon underground caves filled with glowing crystals and towering rock formations unlike anything he had ever seen before. The atmosphere was toxic, but as they ventured further inside, the creatures they encountered began to reveal more about their existence. One of the most intriguing discoveries came in the form of a small organism known as a protozoan, which appeared to be adapting to life in the harsh Martian environment with remarkable efficiency. These organisms had developed a unique metabolism that allowed them to extract nutrients from complex organic compounds produced by the ancient microbial world, while also producing their own food through photosynthesis. As Jonas and his team continued their exploration, they encountered other fascinating findings: evidence of intelligent extraterrestrial life existing in one form or another. They discovered strange structures called protozoan domes, which appeared to be homes for complex organisms that were able to survive without sunlight or water on Mars. These creatures possessed advanced forms of communication and seemed capable of adapting their behavior depending on the specific conditions they found themselves in. With each discovery, Jonas knew that his work was closer than ever before to unlocking one of humanity's greatest mysteries, whether it be the existence of extraterrestrial life itself, its relationship with Earth, or our own origins. But despite the challenges and risks involved, he remained steadfast in his determination to continue pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The final push came during a mission to establish a permanent colony on Mars, where Jonas would lead a team of scientists and engineers from around the world to create sustainable habitats for human life. As they worked tirelessly to build their new home, Jonas faced numerous setbacks and challenges along the way, including political tensions between Earth's governments, logistical hurdles in transporting supplies back and forth from Earth, and unforeseen environmental disasters. But through it all, he remained focused on his mission at hand, driven by a sense of purpose that transcended the practical realities of space exploration. He knew that this was not just about establishing a new home for humanity, but also about building a legacy that would inspire future generations to explore the mysteries of our universe and push the boundaries of what is possible. And so, as Jonas stood at the top of the Maven research station, watching over his team as they worked towards their goal, he felt both elated and melancholic. He knew that this was not a journey that would be easy, but one that was crucial for unlocking the secrets of our universe and expanding human knowledge. And even though he had survived alone on Mars for 20 long years, he now carried with him the hope and determination to continue pushing forward towards the ultimate goal, to unravel the mysteries of space exploration and unlock a new frontiers of understanding. Jonas Blake had survived alone on Mars for 20 long years, the last human being to do so. The harsh and unforgiving environment was a constant reminder of his mortality, but he remained determined not to give up hope in finding answers to some of humanity's biggest questions about life beyond our planet. As he sat atop the Maven research station, looking out at the vast expanse of space above him, he couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by the sheer scale and complexity of what he was doing. He had been tasked with leading a team of scientists who were working to establish a new colony on Mars-TH. That would not only provide a sustainable living environment for humans, but also pave the way for human exploration into other parts of our solar system. But despite the challenges they faced every day, from harsh weather conditions and unpredictable Martian terrain to supply shortages and potential conflicts with rival factions, their determination remained unwavering. They were driven by a sense of purpose that transcended the practical realities of space travel, fueled by a belief in humanity's ability to overcome adversity and push forward towards new frontiers. One day, as they worked on setting up a base camp near one of Mars' moons, Jonas made a crucial discovery that would change everything. As he watched over his team from their vantage point, they noticed something strange. Small specks moving in the distance at an incredible speed. "What are those?" he asked them, concerned by the sudden appearance of unexplained objects on Mars. "It's not our imagination," replied one of the scientists. "They're tiny spacecraft traveling at lightning-fast speeds towards us." Jonas' heart raced as he realized that these strange craft were not just passing through the background. They had been sent to gather information about their surroundings and potentially even identify potential landing sites for a human colony. Excited by the prospect, Jonas led his team on an ambitious mission to intercept one of the spacecraft and study its technology. They spent weeks traveling back to Mars using Maven's powerful thrusters, navigating treacherous terrain, and avoiding hostile Martian creatures that could pose a danger to their astronauts. When they finally reached the spacecraft, they were greeted by a sleek, metallic surface covered in advanced sensors and cameras. As they descended towards it, Jonas couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by its complexity. This was not just another observation ship or research station. It was something much more than that. As he stepped out of Maven's belly, he saw that the spacecraft had been equipped with a sophisticated propulsion system that could allow for rapid travel through space. The scientists worked frantically to analyze the data collected by their sensors and transmit it back to Earth, where they were able to piece together a picture of the planet's mysterious landscape: vast canyons, towering mountains, and deep valleys filled with strange rock formations. But as they delved deeper into the information, Jonas realized that there was more to this mission than just studying Martian technology. They had been sent on an unexpected adventure, one that could potentially lead them towards a new frontiers of understanding about life beyond our planet. As he pondered the implications of their discovery, Jonas knew that he couldn't abandon his team and return to Earth without taking action. He set out to rally support for the mission, reaching out to top scientists from around the world who shared his passion for exploring the mysteries of space exploration. With the help of a small but dedicated group of scientists and engineers, they launched a daring plan to send a human colony on Mars that would not only provide a sustainable living environment for humans, but also pave the way for future generations to explore this fascinating planet. They faced countless challenges along the way, from securing funding and resources to overcoming political tensions with rival factions that saw their mission as a threat to their own interests. But through it all, Jonas remained steadfast in his commitment to pushing forward towards the ultimate goal. He knew that failure was not an option if they wanted to make history by establishing a human colony on Mars, but he also recognized that success would require collaboration and cooperation from across different sectors of society. Over time, their efforts began to bear fruit as they received support from governments around the world, corporations invested in research and development, and even private individuals who were passionate about space exploration. With each passing day, Jonas felt a sense of pride and accomplishment at what he was doing, not just for himself, but also for humanity's future. And when the time came to launch their human colony on Mars, it wasn't without its challenges. The harsh conditions of space travel could take a toll on both the astronauts and mission control personnel, while potential conflicts with rival factions who were determined to secure access to valuable resources or habitats proved difficult to navigate. But Jonas remained focused, knowing that every obstacle was an opportunity for growth and progress. He led his team in developing innovative solutions, such as advanced communication systems and energy storage technologies, that would help them adapt to the challenges of life on Mars. And when their human colony finally landed safely on Martian soil, they were greeted by a sense of awe and wonder at what they had accomplished. They saw towering mountains covered in strange rock formations, vast canyons filled with ancient rivers, and deep valleys home to diverse species that lived undisturbed in the harsh conditions. But as they continued their exploration into this new frontier, Jonas knew that there was still much more to learn about life beyond our planet. He remained committed to pushing forward towards a future where humans would have a permanent presence on other planets and continue to unlock mysteries of space that had eluded us for centuries. And so, with his team by his side, Jonas continued their journey, always driven by the hope and determination that he had built in himself as a man and scientist. He knew that this was not just about finding answers to our own questions. It was also about inspiring future generations of explorers and scientists. laying down the foundation for a new frontiers of understanding that would push us beyond what we thought possible. And so, Jonas Blake's story continued, a testament to human resilience and determination in the face of incredible challenges. As he stood atop his Maven research station once again, watching over his team as they worked towards their goal, he knew that no matter where life took them next, on Mars or anywhere else, he would always be driven by a sense of purpose that transcended the practical realities of space exploration and opened up new frontiers of understanding for generations to come. In the vast expanse of space, Jonas Blake sat atop his Maven research station in a state of contemplation. He had survived alone on Mars for 20 long years, the last human ever to inhabit that frozen planet. With every passing day, his hope dwindled as he watched with growing concern the crumbling remnants of the once thriving research facility that housed his team. For decades, Jonas and his fellow scientists had been tirelessly studying the mysteries of space, delving into the secrets hidden behind the seemingly endless expanse of blackness that lay before them. They had unlocked countless wonders, from groundbreaking discoveries in astronomy to revolutionary advancements in propulsion technology that had revolutionized the way humans traveled through our solar system. But as their mission to explore further continued on Mars and other distant planets, Jonas realized with a growing sense of urgency that they were running out of time. The last human was no longer there. His life had been cut short by a catastrophic event in a nearby mining colony, leaving behind only the barren ruins of what once stood as one of humanity's greatest achievements. Now, just like before, Jonas and his team found themselves at the mercy of the harsh Martian environment, their supplies running dangerously low. They faced challenges that tested not only their physical abilities, but also their mental fortitude, with each passing day putting them further behind in their search for answers to the mysteries of space they had long sought. But despite these setbacks, Jonas never lost his sense of purpose or determination. He knew that this was not just about finding the next great discovery. It was about inspiring future generations of explorers and scientists, laying down the foundation for a new frontiers of understanding that would push us beyond what we thought possible. And so, he remained steadfast in their mission, always pushing himself to be greater than his limitations. As they searched for answers in the desolate landscapes of Mars' barren wastelands, Jonas found solace in moments of silence and introspection, using them as a means to recharge his batteries and renew his resolve. He would often spend hours lost in thought, pondering the mysteries he had uncovered and reflecting on how those discoveries could be applied not just to our own understanding of space, but also to the larger questions that still loomed over humanity. What lies beyond the stars? Who are we really made up of? Can we ever truly overcome the limits of our existence? And so, as they continued their journey through the vast expanse of Martian darkness, Jonas and his team faced new challenges every day. They encountered fierce storms, treacherous terrain, and hostile alien life forms that posed a constant threat to their safety. But with each adversity they overcame, they grew stronger and more resilient. In one particularly difficult encounter, they came across a group of extraterrestrial creatures who were fiercely protective of a valuable mineral resource found deep within the Martian jungle. The beings had been driven by greed and malice for generations, and Jonas knew that their survival depended on destroying whatever remained of this precious resource before it was too late. As he stood in front of them, Jonas faced his greatest challenge yet, knowing that they were not only fighting against an extraterrestrial foe, but also facing the harsh realities of being alone on a hostile planet. But with his team by his side and their unwavering determination to succeed, Jonas refused to back down from this moment. He stepped forward, using his knowledge of survival techniques and expert piloting skills to engage in a fierce battle against the extraterrestrial creatures that had been terrorizing the Martian jungle for weeks now. The fight was long and grueling, with both sides suffering heavy losses but never giving up hope. In the end, Jonas emerged victorious, having managed to destroy the valuable mineral resource without harming any of his team members or alien foes. As they watched in awe at the destruction that had been wrought by their combined efforts, Jonas knew that he had succeeded not just in achieving his mission, but also in inspiring a new generation of scientists and explorers who would continue to push themselves beyond what was possible. For as they continued on their journey through space, Jonas never forgot the lessons he learned during this harrowing experience. He realized that true success comes from pushing oneself beyond our limits, always seeking out knowledge and understanding at any cost. And so, with his team by his side and a sense of determination to continue exploring the mysteries of the universe, Jonas knew that there was no telling where their journey would take them next, but one thing was certain. He would never stop searching for answers, pushing humanity towards new frontiers and inspiring others along the way. Jonas Blake had survived alone on Mars for 20 years, the last human, his hope dwindling in a crumbling research station. The once bustling facility was now reduced to rubble and ash, its lifeless walls standing as witness to their futility. As he stepped out onto the barren expanse of Martian soil, Jonas knew that there would be no easy way back home. He had spent decades working tirelessly on a mission to harness the resources found within the harsh environment of Mars, hoping that one day they could establish colonies and support human life in this distant planet. But despite their best efforts, his team's attempts at extracting valuable minerals from the red dust proved fruitless. They encountered numerous obstacles along the way, including treacherous terrain, hostile alien species, and unexpected weather patterns that threatened to derail their mission at every turn. One particularly harrowing day, Jonas discovered a hidden cave system deep beneath the rocky surface of Mars. It was here that they stumbled upon a vast deposit of rare minerals, potentially capable of powering entire cities on Earth if harnessed properly. However, as they began extracting the mineral from its depths, strange phenomena began to occur. The walls of the cave shifted and groaned underfoot, creating loud rumbling sounds that echoed through the caverns. Jonas knew he was in grave danger, but his team's determination to complete their mission drove them forward, determined to uncover this before it was too late. As they delved deeper into the cave system, the miners encountered a massive underground lake filled with glowing blue liquid that shimmered and pulsed against the rocky walls. They knew immediately that they had stumbled upon something far more dangerous than they could have ever imagined, an alien artifact known as the Blue Crystal. The Blue Crystal was unlike anything Jonas had ever seen before. It glowed brightly in the dark depths of the lake, casting a sickly blue glow over everything it touched. Its surface shimmered like liquid gold, and its crystal-clear waters were filled with strange, glowing algae that seemed to pulse and dance at their touch. As they approached the Blue Crystal, Jonas knew he had no choice but to test the artifact's power firsthand. He dipped his hand into the water, feeling a cold chill run down his arm as the liquid enveloped him in an intense blue glow. Suddenly, the walls of the cave began to move and groan again, their movements synchronized with those of the Blue Crystal itself. Jonas knew he had stumbled upon something truly incredible, a powerful energy source that seemed to be able to harness the forces of nature at its core. With renewed determination, Jonas and his team worked tirelessly to extract as much of the blue crystal as they could from the depths of the cave system. They spent days poring through crystal-clear waters, using their tools and expertise to carefully excavate each layer until finally, after what felt like an eternity, they reached the bottom. When they emerged into a bright, pulsing cavern, Jonas knew that his mission had been complete. The blue crystal was not just another mineral deposit. It was something much more powerful than he could have ever imagined. It was a beacon of hope for humanity, one that promised to unlock new frontiers and bring us closer to the possibility of establishing colonies on Mars. But as they began preparing to return home, Jonas knew that their journey would never truly be over. The blue crystal held many secrets that lay hidden beneath its surface, waiting to be uncovered by future generations of scientists and explorers. And so, with a sense of pride and accomplishment at his heart, Jonas packed up his belongings and set out on a new adventure, ready to push the limits of human knowledge and explore the vast expanse of our universe. As he stepped back into the spacecraft that had brought him home from Mars, Jonas knew that his journey would continue far beyond the confines of the barren planet. He was grateful for the lessons it had taught him about perseverance, determination, and the power of hope in the face of adversity. For as they embarked on their next mission, Jonas promised himself to never stop seeking out new frontiers or inspiring others along the way. Jonas Blake had lived on Mars for 20 years, the last human alive. It was a harsh and unforgiving world, devoid of life as we knew it. But beneath its icy surface lay something more valuable than anything else, the blue crystal. The blue crystal was a massive gemstone that shimmered in hues of blue and green, pulsating with energy that had long been feared by scientists and explorers alike. Blue crystal. As Jonas delved deeper into the blue crystal's mysteries, he discovered that it was not just a magical gemstone, but also an ancient artifact capable of manipulating reality itself. With its power at his fingertips, Jonas knew that if they were to unlock its true potential and harness the blue crystal's abilities, they would revolutionize humanity and pave the way for human colonization on Mars. Driven by this ambition, Jonas set out on a perilous journey across the vast expanse of space, braving treacherous storms, hostile alien environments, and unexpected challenges. He traveled with a small team made up of scientists, engineers, and survivalists who shared his vision of unlocking blue crystal's potential for humanity. Their mission was long and arduous, but they were determined to succeed despite the odds against them. They faced countless obstacles along the way, from hostile alien life forms that hunted their every move to treacherous asteroid fields that threatened to wipe out their entire crew. But with each setback, Jonas pushed himself harder and further into the unknown. He trained his team on survival skills, honed their combat abilities, and developed a deep understanding of the blue crystal's capabilities. As they delved deeper into its mysteries, they discovered that the blue crystal was not just an object, but also a portal to another dimension. With each step they took, Jonas felt as if he was walking through a dream world, a place where reality had been altered by his own actions. The blue crystal seemed to distort time and space, creating strange portals between different dimensions and universes. As the team ventured deeper into this alternate universe, they encountered otherworldly creatures with powers beyond their wildest imagination. They battled fierce beasts that could destroy entire worlds in an instant, while navigating treacherous landscapes filled with impossible terrain and deadly traps. But despite these challenges, Jonas remained undeterred by the obstacles he faced. He believed that the blue crystal held the key to unlocking humanity's true potential on Mars, a possibility that seemed all but impossible just 10 years ago. One day, after weeks of traveling through space and battling countless enemies, they finally stumbled upon what looked like an ancient ruin deep beneath the surface of blue crystal. As they approached it, Jonas could feel the strange energy pulsating within the rock, as if something was trying to communicate with him. He knew that this wasn't just a random discovery. It was a message from another dimension, sent by some kind of advanced civilization seeking contact with humanity on Mars. With his team's help, they began decoding the ancient text written into the rock, translating its messages and uncovering their plans for interstellar travel and colonization. The decoded messages revealed that blue crystal's power was not just limited to manipulating time and space, but also had the ability to transport humans across vast distances in a matter of hours. They proposed building a massive spacecraft capable of carrying thousands of people at once, traveling through wormholes and using blue crystal's energy to propel them towards Mars. As Jonas listened to the proposal with rapt attention, he knew that this was no ordinary mission. It would be one of the most audacious endeavors in human history. He rallied his team around him, inspiring them to believe in the impossible dream they had been working on for years. With a newfound sense of purpose and determination, Jonas led his team through a series of trials and challenges, pushing their limits both physically and mentally. They built sturdy spacecraft powered by blue crystal's energy, tested it against extreme conditions, and even discovered ways to harness its power more effectively. Finally, after months of hard work, they succeeded in building the most advanced spaceship ever constructed. The ship was sleek and aerodynamic, with a giant solar panel array that provided enough energy for millions of people to travel across the vast expanse of space. On May 19, 2053, Jonas and his team set off on their mission, ready to embark on the most ambitious journey in human history. As they soared through the cosmos, they felt a sense of excitement and anticipation building within them. For it was not just about reaching Mars, but also about discovering new frontiers and inspiring others along the way. The spacecraft traveled at incredible speeds, passing stars like never before and encountering otherworldly phenomena that defied our understanding. As they journeyed deeper into space, Jonas realized that blue crystal's power had transformed his team in ways he could only have dreamed of. They were no longer just scientists or engineers, but also astronauts, pioneers who would pave the way for a new era of human exploration. As they finally landed on Mars on July 20th, 2053, Jonas and his team stepped out onto the red planet's barren surface, marveling at its rugged terrain and stunning natural beauty. They were greeted by an awe-inspiring vista, a world teeming with life unlike anything they had ever seen before. Despite the challenges they faced on Mars, Jonas knew that their journey was far from over. With blue crystal as his guiding light, he believed in the possibility of establishing colonies on Mars and unlocking humanity's true potential for interstellar travel. And so he set out to lead a new generation of scientists, engineers, and explorers on this incredible adventure, inspiring them to dream big and push the boundaries of what was possible. In the end, Jonas' journey had not only transformed his own life, but also changed the course of human history forever. It was a testament to the power of hope in the face of adversity, a reminder that with determination, perseverance, and imagination, anything is possible, even on the most distant planets like Mars. And so, as they looked out upon their new home, Jonas knew that he had just scratched only the surface of what lay ahead for humanity's future, but one thing was certain. His legacy would live on through the stories of those who followed in his footsteps, inspiring them to dream big and be. push the boundaries of our own reality. Int. Mars Research Station. Day Jonas, now a seasoned astronaut and leader of the Mars colonization effort, stood before the vast expanse of blue crystal, a gleaming beacon in the darkness of space. The sun cast an eerie orange glow over his weary body as he gazed upon the ruins of what once was a thriving research station on the Red Planet. Despite its shattered remains, blue crystal held within it remnants of humanity's advanced technology and scientific knowledge that had been lost with the harsh conditions of Mars' environment. As Jonas took in the sight before him, he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride and determination wash over him. He had survived alone on this desolate planet for more than 2 decades, enduring isolation, loneliness, and treacherous living conditions. But beneath it all, there was something else that kept his spirit alive: hope. With blue crystal at the helm as their guiding light, Jonas knew that they were not alone in their mission to establish colonies on Mars. They had a team of talented scientists, engineers, and explorers who shared his vision for humanity's future beyond Earth. Together, these pioneers would push the boundaries of what was possible, exploring uncharted territories, conducting groundbreaking research, and developing new technologies that could change the course of human history. As he watched as they worked tirelessly in their laboratories, Jonas couldn't help but feel a sense of camaraderie with his newfound companions. They shared stories of bravery, determination, and resilience, each vying to make a difference on this hostile planet where nothing was certain except for the relentless pursuit of knowledge and progress. One by one, the team members arrived at their respective stations, their faces etched with exhaustion and excitement. As they worked together in silence, they shared their hopes and dreams about what lay ahead, each vying to be a part of this monumental endeavor that would change not just Mars' landscape, but also our collective destiny. Over time, Jonas watched as the team grew stronger, their skills honed by the harsh conditions on Mars. They developed innovative solutions for water purification, air filtration, and food production, all while working tirelessly to repair and maintain Blue Crystal's equipment. As they delved deeper into Martian science, Jonas felt a growing sense of purpose and inspiration that transcended the physical limitations of his surroundings. He knew that with each successful achievement on Mars, he was not only pushing back against the limits of human exploration, but also laying the groundwork for future generations to follow in his footsteps and discover new frontiers. One day, while conducting their experiments on a distant asteroid, Jonas stumbled upon an uncharted planet covered in lush vegetation. As they made their way through the dense jungle, they encountered strange creatures unlike anything they had ever seen before. These beings were not hostile or aggressive. Rather, they seemed to communicate with each other using complex vocalizations and symbols. In awe of these beings, Jonas and his team decided to investigate further. They spent months studying the plants and animals that inhabited this planet, learning about their unique adaptations, behaviors, and symbiotic relationships. As they delved deeper into Martian biology, they discovered a groundbreaking discovery: the existence of a previously unknown form of life on Mars. This revelation sparked a renewed sense of hope among Jonas' team as it dawned upon them that there was more to this planet than meets the eye. They realized that not only were they uncovering a new world, but also potentially rediscovering ancient civilizations and discovering how their species could adapt and thrive in extreme environments like those found on Mars. Overwhelmed by the magnitude of what they had discovered, Jonas' team gathered around Blue Crystal once again to celebrate their incredible achievement. As they looked out upon this breathtaking planet with its awe-inspiring landscapes and exotic flora and fauna, they knew that it was a testament to human resilience, determination, and imagination. A true exploration story unlike any other. And so, as the sun began to set on another day of Martian discovery, Jonas reflected on his journey thus far. He had survived alone on this desolate planet for over 2 decades, but what he had accomplished only fueled his passion for exploring the unknown, pushing boundaries, and discovering new frontiers like never before. He knew that their next adventure lay ahead in a world where anything was possible, a world where humanity's dreams of interstellar travel could come to fruition. And with Blue Crystal as their guiding light, Jonas looked forward with renewed hope, knowing that he had not only made history, but also left his mark on the course of human exploration and discovery for generations to come. Jonas Blake had been on Mars for over 2 decades now, the last human survivor of a catastrophic event that left the planet in ruins. The once thriving research station was nothing more than an empty shell, its inhabitants scattered across the desolate landscape like scraps from a demolished building. Despite his loneliness and isolation, Jonas remained determined to keep moving forward, driven by a sense of purpose and a burning desire for knowledge. He had spent years studying every aspect of Martian life, from biology to geology, tirelessly seeking answers that would unravel the mysteries of this harsh planet. But as he delved deeper into the scientific world, Jonas began to realize with growing horror just how far-reaching their discoveries were. The once-forgotten civilization was slowly but surely reawakening on Mars, and its inhabitants had not only evolved beyond their original species, but also developed new technologies that threatened to undermine human dominance. The discovery of Blue Crystal, a rare mineral that possessed incredible healing properties, was the most significant breakthrough in Jonas' journey. The crystal held the key to unlocking secrets hidden within the planet's geology, such as its ancient history and advanced alien civilizations. As his team gathered around Blue Crystal once again, they marveled at their incredible achievement. They had mapped out a complex plan for extracting the mineral from beneath the surface of Mars, using sophisticated mining equipment and cutting-edge technology to create a makeshift laboratory in the harsh Martian environment. With excitement building inside Jonas' heart, he couldn't help but wonder what other discoveries awaited him on this barren planet. What secrets lay hidden within its vast expanse? Would they uncover new frontiers beyond his wildest dreams? As night fell over Blue Crystal, Jonas and his team began to prepare for the challenging task ahead. They worked tirelessly in a small underground laboratory, using their knowledge of geology and mining techniques to refine the extraction process. Despite the risks involved, they knew that they were closer than ever to discovering something truly groundbreaking. The sound of drilling machines whirring echoed through the lab, as Jonas felt a sense of pride surge within him as he watched his team work tirelessly towards completing their mission. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the extraction process was complete. As the crystal began to rise from its depths, Jonas and his colleagues let out collective gasps in awe at the sight that lay before them. The crystal pulsed with a bright blue light, emanating a powerful energy that filled the room with a sense of wonder and excitement. It glowed so brightly that it seemed to shimmer like an ethereal ball of pure energy, casting a beam of light across the barren expanse surrounding Blue Crystal. As Jonas held up the glowing crystal in his hand, he couldn't help but feel overwhelmed by its significance. This was not just another scientific discovery. This was something truly remarkable and groundbreaking that would change the course of human exploration forever. But as they studied the crystal's properties, Jonas realized with a pang of sadness that their journey had only scratched the surface of what lay beyond Blue Crystal. The planet's mysteries were far more complex than he could ever comprehend, and there would always be new challenges to overcome in his quest for knowledge. With a heavy heart, Jonas returned to the research station, reflecting on all they had accomplished since leaving it as humanity's last human survivor of Mars. He knew that their journey was not over yet, but with Blue Crystal by his side, he felt confident in their ability to continue pushing boundaries and discovering new frontiers into the vast expanse beyond our solar system. As the sun rose once again on another day of Martian discovery, Jonas looked out upon his world, filled with a renewed sense of purpose and determination.